Unreal Engine 5 is powering a new wave of realistic single-player experiences built for the PS5's modern hardware. These upcoming titles focus on lifelike lighting, detailed environments, and more natural character animation. Let's dive right into it.
Welcome to a fantasy world filled with mystery, danger, and political intrigue.
GreedFall The Dying World is a narrative-driven RPG where you create a character with custom attributes, talents, and abilities, then build a team of companions with their own skills and roles in combat. The game uses real-time battles with an active pause system that lets you stop the action, plan tactics, control party members, and target enemy weaknesses, or play in a more direct action style. Dialogue, diplomacy, crafting, disguises, and faction relationships provide multiple ways to solve quests and open new areas.
For a D, you play as a native of this island, an apprentice Donigad, a guardian of knowledge and nature. With your initiation barely complete, your destiny is turned upside down when you are captured by strangers from across the ocean and forced to endure obscure experiments. A prisoner on a diseased continent, you have only one goal: to return home. But your escape plunges you into the heart of a far larger conspiracy, where the fate of your people and that of the entire continent hang in the balance. Lost in an unknown land, you will cross paths with allies ready to join your cause. 8 memorable companions, hailing from all corners of the continent, with their own story, beliefs, and secrets to uncover. But be careful, your actions will determine the strength of your bonds, or the reasons for their departure. Their help will be invaluable for gathering information, opening closed doors, or diffusing tense situations. But sometimes they might just make things worse. Brothers in arms, friends, soulmates, or rivals, their fate is tied to yours and your choices. While cunning or persuasion can get you out of many predicaments, there will be danger along your path. And your teachings as a Donigad have taught you that violence is sometimes unavoidable. Use tactical pause to coordinate your actions and those of your companions to exploit enemy weaknesses and unleash devastating skills. Prefer to stay in the thick of the action? Focus on your character and let your allies act on their own. The choice is yours, thanks to numerous settings that allow you to define your combat experience. Forge your armor, sharpen your blade, summon destructive magic, or crush the skull of any enemy who stands in your way. Ican is vast and beautiful. Freely explore these unique landscapes aboard the Constantia. Uncover their mysteries, discover their treasures, and face the many dangers they hold. Journey through majestic cities, the cradles of factions caught in endless power struggles. Their conflicting interests are as much an opportunity to gain their support as they are a risk of adding powerful nations to your long list of enemies. Numerous obstacles await. It's up to you to decide how to overcome them. Every action taken will shape your reputation and alliances, and may lead to happy or dramatic consequences.
Marathon is a PvPvE extraction shooter where players control customizable cyborg runners and enter dangerous maps to collect valuable loot. Matches revolve around fighting AI enemies and rival squads, managing gear, and reaching extraction beacons to secure collected items. Death means losing everything carried into the match. The game supports 3-player squads, class-based abilities, and a basic runner shell that lets players rejoin matches with simple equipment and continue scavenging.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Fable is an open-world action RPG set in the land of Albion, where you create a hero and shape their reputation through decisions and actions. Combat combines melee weapons, ranged attacks, and magic against bandits, beasts, and fantasy creatures. The game includes activities like owning property, working trades, building relationships, and raising a family. Your behavior changes how villagers react to you and can influence how parts of the world respond to your choices. Forza Horizon 6 is an open-world racing game set in Japan, featuring more than 550 real-world cars across cities, suburbs, mountains, and rural roads. Players take part in festival races, time trials, and special events while progressing through a campaign that unlocks faster cars and new activities. The game includes car upgrades, custom paint designs, and garage displays for collections. Online modes support co-op driving, competitive races, and community events created with custom tools.
God, hear my vow.
1348 Ex Voto is a third-person action-adventure game set in a 14th century version of Italy, where players control Aida, a young knight on a personal rescue mission. Combat is built around swordplay inspired by historical martial arts, with two stances for one-handed or two-handed fighting. Players can unlock new combos through skill books and customize weapons with different parts. The game features cinematic encounters, hostile enemies, and detailed medieval locations to search for items and treasures.
Today, may I one day be worthy of your forgiveness. Bianca, you are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This.
Hello, runners. Hop on in. Another year of off-road trucking is upon us.
SnowRunner Season 17 Repair and Rescue is an expansion that adds 2 large maps set in the mountainous region of Zerdania, where players take on contracts to restore farms, repair landmarks, and support tourism projects. The content introduces 2 new trucks, including a heavy multi-purpose vehicle and a lighter off-road support model. Missions involve hauling cargo, improving soil conditions, transporting materials, and completing construction tasks across rough terrain and changing weather.
Hit with a spell of adverse weather and crop failures, and the population needs all the horsepower you've got. Your mission this time is twofold. First, help the locals reclaim their land by clearing unwanted stones and debris from their fields, installing water towers, and drilling new wells to pump groundwater for irrigation. Once the fields are taken care of, help get the food industry back up and running, with the construction of new warehouses and the expansion of food processing plants. Your second objective is to stimulate the region's tourism sector, improve infrastructure to better welcome visitors, and do so in a sustainable, eco-friendly way. On the ground, this translates to the restoration of railway links and the construction of a new solar farm to power the region, including a new, state-of-the-art hotel complex. But that's not all, as you'll also be asked to tend to local monuments by lending a hand with the renovation of an old monastery. To help you achieve your goals, Season 17 comes with 2 new trucks. First is that Voron G5352. Though it won't compete for the title of strongest truck in your fleet, it'll shine in a variety of tasks, from simple support roles to medium-weight cargo hauling. It's accompanied by the Yangsu RX600, an agile and fuel-efficient 6-wheeler able to carry both fuel tanks and service modules, making it a perfect ally for rescue missions. But don't discount its versatility in transport tasks, as you can even attach a trailer to the back of its sideboard bed. Zerdania is counting on you, runners, and now is your time to step up. Season 17 Repair and Rescue is available now on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is a detailed flight simulation that lets players build an aviation career by completing activities such as cargo transport, search and rescue, firefighting, and passenger flights. The game features advanced aircraft systems, pre-flight inspections, and a full flight planner with weather and route tools. Players can fly across a digital version of Earth with detailed cities, airports, and landscapes, take part in challenge modes, or complete photography tasks.
In her current state, you ought to know her better.
Delta Force Vlinder is a support operator built around a healing drone and automated revive system for objective modes. Her nanomedical dust restores allies to full health in about 1.5 seconds within a 10-meter range, with auto-activation at specific health breakpoints. The Butterfly Rescue Drone revives downed teammates within a 55-meter radius and can block one explosive. Players must manage spacing, line of sight, and cooldowns to keep squads alive during intense fights.
Named Vlinder. Role, support. Vlinder is a medical specialist from GTI Europe, specializing in pharmaceutical research, possessing outstanding medical expertise, and a strong sense of responsibility. Vlinder's med drones can be deployed to a targeted area, dispersing med-infused nanobots that restore teammates' health, providing them with an adrenaline boost. They may also be deployed on herself, following and continuously restoring her own health for a limited time. Her windmill smoke grenades are guided by gesture censoring tech. Upon impact with a service, the grenades create a cloud of smoke, creating cover for teammates.
Smoke grenade out.
Vlinder's Flutter Rescue UAVs will automatically target downed teammates, administer medical injections when deployed. Once the injection is administered, Vlinder may approach the downed teammate and manually revive them. During deployment, the UAVs may also utilize their active defense system, automatically absorbing 1 instance of explosive damage per deployment, and applying a buff effect to Vlinder.
Fable, prepare for rescue. I've got you. It's taking effect. I'm here. Feeling better.
Plan 8 is an open-world MMO shooter set in a dystopian sci-fi environment where players use customizable exosuits and firearms. Players gather parts from robots, vehicles, and the environment to upgrade suits with new abilities and specialized functions, including flight. Weapons and gear support deep, non-linear customization to match different playstyles. Combat and traversal both rely on suit upgrades, encouraging players to adapt equipment for exploration, firefights, and large-scale encounters. Black Myth Zhong is a single-player action RPG inspired by the ghost-catching figure from Chinese folklore. Players control Zhong as he battles spirits and supernatural enemies using melee attacks, special abilities, and character upgrades. Combat focuses on timing, dodging, and chaining skills against different enemy types. Progression involves improving abilities and equipment while moving through myth-inspired locations tied to the character's legend.
No scolding, no flogging, life spared. Why risk going back? This place, we've got food on our table and...
Woochi the Wayfarer is a single-player fantasy action-adventure based on the tale of the wizard John Woochi during Korea's Joseon era. Players control a magic-using hero who fights mythological creatures and human enemies using spells, weapons, and trick-based abilities. Combat combines fast attacks, evasive movement, and special techniques tied to the character's powers. The game takes place across historical locations filled with supernatural threats, with progression focused on improving combat skills and magical abilities.
기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
The hideout is on fire.
The Godslayer is an action RPG set in a steampunk metropolis where players control an Elemancer who uses elemental powers drawn from Qi. Combat revolves around combining elements such as fire, water, earth, metal, and wood, with each interaction producing different effects in battle. Players learn new skills from masters and scrolls, improve their elemental abilities, and take on powerful celestials. Progression involves building alliances, navigating city factions, and strengthening powers to face stronger enemies.
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get past all the soldiers?
What happened?
And he tells me not to do anything rash.
Mind your business. Damn it!
There you
you go. Damn! Stop right there! Where did he go? It's you! He's up there!
Whoa, too many.
Stop! There he is! Nowhere to run down! Move! Have a taste of my ass! Put it out! Put it out!
Cool off, you lot. Gonna be cold.
What's going on here?
Here we are. Fodder, fools, humans. Which is next?
That must be Master. Head for the signal.
This place has been buried for centuries. Today is our chance to discover what no one else has seen.
Dark Mass is a first-person psychological horror game set entirely underwater, where players control a deep-sea explorer investigating a sunken manor. Gameplay revolves around swimming through flooded corridors, managing vertical movement, and solving ritual-based puzzles tied to the building's past. Players must avoid a hostile entity that roams the manor while communicating with a partner through a radio system. Choices made during key moments affect how the story concludes and whether the protagonist escapes.
Let me know if you're getting the feed.
Behind you! There's something behind you!
I've never seen anything like this before. What was that? I think I'm not alone down here.
John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a cooperative first-person shooter where players choose characters and form four-person squads to fight large waves of undead enemies. Missions take place across semi-open maps where teams search for objectives, revive fallen allies, and manage shared resources like ammo. Combat uses a range of guns, grenades, and special abilities against massive swarms. Vehicles found during missions provide mobility, mounted weapons, or tools that help squads push through hostile areas.
They're wrecking our ride!
Could use some help now!
I need some first. Can you all please cover me?
Whatever works.
The Mound Omen of Cthulhu is a cooperative action game where up to 4 players form an expedition team searching for treasure in a cursed jungle. Before each mission, players choose weapons and equipment on their ship, then move into dangerous areas filled with hostile creatures and supernatural effects. Reality-distorting forces can cause hallucinations and confusion, making communication and teamwork essential. Teams must complete objectives and return safely before threats overwhelm the group. Alkahest is an action-adventure RPG set in a medieval kingdom where players rely on melee combat and environmental interactions. Fights allow players to use surroundings to their advantage, such as pushing enemies from heights, dropping objects, or using tools and weapons found in the area. Alchemy replaces traditional magic, letting players craft potions, weapon oils, and throwable mixtures with different effects. Progression involves exploring castles, forests, and villages while improving combat skills and alchemical knowledge. The Blood of Dawnwalker is set in a dark fantasy version of 14th century Europe, where players control Cohen, a character who lives as a human during the day and a vampire at night. Each form provides different abilities, combat styles, and approaches to missions. Players take on quests, build alliances, and uncover secrets while time continues to move forward. Decisions affect which characters can be saved and how events change across the world.
The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Worst nightmare. A trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG where players control a warrior hunted by assassins while trying to uncover a conspiracy within a limited time. Combat revolves around fast martial arts techniques, dodges, counters, and weapon-based skills. Players can use more than 30 weapons and combine them with special techniques gained from defeated enemies. Progression focuses on expanding the arsenal, mastering different combat styles, and adapting skills to handle stronger opponents and complex encounters.
A city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece.
No Law is a first-person cyberpunk action RPG set in the port city of Port Desire, where players control a former soldier navigating criminal factions and personal conflicts. Missions can be approached through stealth, direct gunfights, or a mix of both using weapons, gadgets, and movement tools. Players interact with different characters, make decisions that change outcomes, and unlock military-style upgrades. The city's vertical layout allows combat and infiltration across rooftops, streets, and industrial zones.
The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple. You reap what you sow.
Today, a new chapter in this land's history shall be written.
Crimson Desert is an action-adventure where players control Cliff as he travels across the continent of Pywell to rebuild his group and confront hostile factions. Combat uses swords, spears, bows, and special abilities with fast encounters against soldiers, creatures, and large bosses. Players can gather resources, craft items, hunt, and take part in side activities. Movement includes riding different mounts, climbing terrain, gliding from heights, and entering special realms connected to the world.
And let your heart speak without fear.
In the end, all will come together as one. We fight for the future of all. Sound the horn of our final battle. Fight! Fight for Pywell!
Your fight is not for revenge, nor glory, nor pride.
This is your hell!
Remember who you are, and let it guide your path. For at the end of it, you will find the answers you seek.
The way it was before the Empire shut it down.
Star Wars Galactic Racer is a racing game set in an underground league where where players pilot different classes of repulsor craft across dangerous circuits. Each run features changing conditions and rival encounters, with mechanics that include takedowns, collisions, and risk-based rewards. Players can customize their vehicles to adjust handling and performance, then compete in story-driven races or online matches. Progression involves climbing the league ranks, earning rewards, and improving craft setups.
The galaxy needs racing!
Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is a single-player action RPG set near the end of the Old Republic era, where players control a Force user and shape their path through key decisions. Gameplay combines lightsaber combat, Force abilities, and character progression while interacting with allies, rivals, and factions. Dialogue choices and actions influence alignment toward the light or dark side, changing relationships, missions, and story outcomes across the galaxy. Star Wars Eclipse is an action-adventure set during the High Republic era, featuring multiple playable characters whose actions shape the story. Gameplay combines lightsaber combat, blaster fights, and vehicle sequences with branching narrative choices. Each character has their own abilities, goals, and story paths, and any of them can die depending on player decisions. Outcomes change based on choices, affecting relationships, missions, and the direction of events across the Outer Rim.
In the grim darkness.
Total War Warhammer 40,000 is a strategy game that combines turn-based galactic management with real-time battles between large armies. Players command factions such as Space Marines, Orcs, Aldari, and Astra Militarum, each with distinct units, abilities, and tactics. Campaign gameplay involves capturing planets, managing resources, and upgrading fleets and strongholds. Battles take place in real time, where players deploy troops, use special abilities, call reinforcements, and adapt to destructible environments.
Traitors and demons. Across countless worlds, battles rage. Lead your armies. Conquer worlds. Fight on as the galaxy burns. For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war. Hello?
Aphelion is a third-person action-adventure set on a frozen alien planet, where players control astronaut Arion searching for her injured partner after a crash. Gameplay involves traversing dangerous terrain using tools like a grappling hook, oxygen gear, and navigation devices. Players must climb icy cliffs, cross gaps, and solve environmental challenges while avoiding a hostile lifeform through stealth. The story unfolds through dual perspectives as both characters gather clues and survive the harsh conditions.
The Hope 1 shuttle has crashed on Persephone. I lost contact with Dr. Monclair.
Hang on, Thomas. I got this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not alone.
What the hell?
It's stalking me. Crap, no! Oh, no. No, 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 no. Mission control. Anybody copy? Holy shit. What are you?
Halloween is an asymmetrical horror game where one player controls Michael Myers while others play as residents trying to survive the night in Haddonfield. Matches use a 1v4 structure, with survivors searching for tools, warning civilians, and coordinating escapes while avoiding the killer. Michael relies on stealth, tracking abilities, and sudden attacks to hunt targets across the neighborhood. The game also includes a single-player story mode that follows events from the killer's perspective. Neo Berlin 2087 is an action RPG that switches between first and third-person perspectives as players take the role of a detective investigating a major conspiracy. Gameplay combines shooting, stealth, and role-playing systems with upgrades for weapons, cybernetic abilities, and character skills. Investigations involve scanning suspects, hacking memories, and gathering clues to solve cases. Missions take players through the cyberpunk city and surrounding wasteland, where different factions, machines, and enemies appear.
The pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Nolan, what have you done?
Gang of Dragon is a third-person action-adventure set in the streets of Shinjuku, where players control a syndicate member involved in underworld conflicts. Combat mixes hand-to-hand fighting, blade attacks, gunplay, and vehicle action across city districts. Missions revolve around confrontations with rival groups, story events, and character interactions. Players move through nightlife areas, take on different encounters, and use a mix of combat styles to deal with enemies.
Shinji-san, yeah? Time to settle up.
Hey, Daiki, when'd you make it back?
Excuse me, sir. Shut your mouth.
All right, talk soon.
On your feet, now. Son of a... Fuck it! Just kill him!